It was a pretty nice day for the Chiefs to play the game today. Liz, what do they got coming up?
That's exactly right. Thank you, Alex. As we take a look now, that is some shots from that fog earlier this morning. A lot of that fog was dense and stuck around into the early morning hours. As we throw it out now to a look outdoors, we can see we're still dealing with plenty of clouds and even some fog throughout the area. There is, in fact, another fog advisory that is sticking around outside with us until 6 o'clock in the morning. Right now, that satellite and radar shows clouds continuing to push throughout the northwest Missouri and then gradually starting to push out throughout the afternoon. Once again, here's a look. Make sure that you can check to see if your county is under those warnings. Once again, that is sticking around until 6 o'clock in the morning, so be extra careful if you're going to be driving around overnight or into tomorrow. I'm going to have more on what the work week's going to bring for you coming up. Now, Alex, back over to you.
Elizabeth, it was pretty foggy out this morning, but they kind of had a nice day for that. It's going to get a little bit cooler along the way, right?
That's exactly right. Started off with fog. Looks like more fog's in the picture, and this week is going to bring along with it a bit of a cool down. I'll have more on that as well as your almanac, though, coming up. Welcome back. We're going to start you off with a look at that almanac. Normally this time of the year, sitting at a high of 44, low of 24. Record high, 69 degrees, set back in 1982. That record low of 3 was set back in 1985. Today we were well above average, reached a high of 64, low 32 degrees. Stayed pretty dry out there despite all of that fog. Right now, though, looking at 52 degrees, dew points at 44, humidity 74%, and barometer shows that pressure is falling and those winds are staying pretty light out there. Temperatures, we are seeing a large range close up. Jefferson City at 60 degrees, and then we can compare that up into Lincoln and Kearney, Nebraska at 45 degrees. Right now, that satellite and radar shows that most of the activity is going to be staying well up to our north and off to the west as well, keeping it pretty dry for us. Now that drier air is due to high pressure, which made a quick appearance, but then on into tomorrow, we're looking at a cold front, which is going to push its way through the area, bringing in some clouds for your afternoon and maybe even a chance for some more moisture and a few sprinkles. Not looking to pick up anything in terms of that precipitation, but you might see a few drizzly sprinkles out there on your way to work, but then right behind it, more clear sky as we work our way toward that work week. Now on into tomorrow, we're going to see some Gulf moisture push its way into the area, allowing for some more morning fog, even a few chances for some sprinkles out there. But then right behind it, we're going to have a change up of those winds and bring in a more northerly breeze. On into the midweek, we're going to have those winds change up once again to be out of the south, pumping in some more of that mild weather for us, but also looking to stay pretty dry out there. Now here's a look at that forecast for overnight. Temperatures staying quite comfortable, about 5 degrees warmer than what we normally see for a high temperature for this time of the year. Looking at 50 degrees overnight. Patchy fog. In fact, there's a fog advisory in effect for those northern counties until 6 o'clock this morning, so be extra careful if you're driving overnight or into the early morning hours, because we're going to see that fog stick around. Then clouds decrease, allowing temperatures to warm up to 66 degrees. Winds are going to be breezy, though, as they switch over to the north-northwest, gusting up to 29 miles per hour. Here's a look at that extended forecast. Plenty of sunshine in the forecast for your Tuesday. High temperature of 60 degrees. But then as we work our way throughout that work week, clouds gradually build into the area, and we're going to see those temperatures start to fall into the 50s. And in fact, by this time next week, we could be seeing temperatures into the 40s. So that's going to be a big difference between the start of your work week to the end, not only with the clouds, but big drop in those temperatures.
Sure thing. We have a lot more fog coming, it sounds like. Is it a full moon tonight?
You know what? We're starting to get away from that full moon, but
Okay.
It's still pretty bright out there, so between that fog, you're going to at least have some light out there.
I was going to say, otherwise it's kind of werewolf weather. That's kind of dangerous out there.
Oh, that is. You'd think it was almost like Friday the 13th out there.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Elizabeth. All right, Elizabeth, it sounds like there is a little bit of werewolf weather in the forecast, right?
You know, I like how you put that. We are still under a dense fog advisory for those counties that are starting to border up with Iowa. So more toward Maryville is going to be where you're seeing that dense fog out there. There's a picture of, we're coming on the end of that full moon, so as Alex pointed out, careful, it is pretty good werewolf weather out there. But those clouds are helping to keep that temperature warm, 50 degrees overnight on into tomorrow. Decreasing clouds, morning fog though, 66 degrees, and then temperatures gradually starting to decrease as we go throughout your work week.
It's warm enough that you can even do the news without shoes on, right, Alex?